People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. Because you always used to have to run like defenders. I think like. And we're back, people. Deluded, I'm back again. Happy Friday, folks. You know, I'm just happy to be here with you lot, man. And I appreciate you lot support of the platform as well, regardless of the international break. I was looking at the analytics, you lot. Yeah, DG Nation, all of you. But we've been doing good. We're a good channel. We need to become a great run. So raise the level, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, people. How you lot been doing? How's the week treated you? What's your plans for the weekend and all of those good things? Now, I'm sure all of you saw Gyokeres score the hat-trick. The haters will say he found his level playing against Ukraine. Others will say, you know what, Arteta, why is he not bagging? Even though he has bagged for Arsenal Football Club. He is a number of attackers, one of the number of attackers that we've had that, on one hand, the players have to answer for themselves. You know, you haven't quite cut the mustard. Pardon me. But collectively, we haven't quite done our job, man. Arteta, you see how Sweden use Gyokeres, follow the blueprint, man. You know, just based on the highlight, it's the first thing that, bro, you're never going to get that amount of space on a consistent basis in the Premier League. But it'd be nice for him to keep bagging. Obviously, you know, I'm not even watching England, Uruguay. Like, you know, big up you lot that was there. We watched, obviously, Brazil lose, unfortunately, to France. But the next international game I'll watch will be Congo against Jamaica, where hopefully, fingers, toes, everything crossed, the Jamaican tugs do what they need to do. Unfortunately, Congo, you got to go home, Mama and guy and all that. But yeah, man, I've seen Gyokeres obviously bag, Calafiori having some good moments for Italy. Norgard has scored. All of you lot, just make sure you return back to North London in one piece. We've got a cup, we've got a Premier League title to win, and hopefully the FA Cup and the Champions League, man. Hype up, big up yourself, because you're always here, man. You're always here. DG, you come to your senses about Brazil yet or not? I have slightly, but I'm too far to turn back, man. We're getting our sixth World Cup, man. I can't lie, it's dark, man. It's dark, man, because there's some good attacking moves. We've obviously got some good players. Off the ball, Brazil are food, innit? And I'm 31 next month. Brazil's been dead for 20 years. Like, this ain't what adult life was meant to be about, in my opinion. Like, it genuinely wasn't meant to be like this. Like, my childhood, you was called a glory hunter for supporting Arsenal Football Club. Brazil were lit, Choco Bonito, all that kind of stuff, man. And Mbappe's finish was class. And I've always said, I don't know who is the best player in the world, because for me, I do think on one hand it's Mbappe, then I think it's Dembele, then I think it's Lamine Yamal. Like, if I had to say my best performing top 5 players in the world right now, and we're just keeping it attackers, it'd be them at this moment, innit? So, yeah. But a week is a long time in football, so quantify months in football. Please don't bread when Brazil in, let's just say, July the 16th or something of that ilk. When they win the World Cup, please don't bread. Karma, appreciate you. Please make sure we're smashing the like button. And let me not waste you lot's time. Let's get into everything. And I also have to big up yourselves, because today, for the second year, if this will share, for the second year in a row, we have been nominated for an award, people. Don't know why I haven't been nominated for Footy Blacklist, but, you know, maybe, I don't know, blacklisted from the blacklist. Well, anyways, that's Fugazi anyways. The SJA British Sports Journalism Awards. We're in the YouTube Newcomer of the Year. We'll have it. We'll have it. If we win it, we'll have it. But newcomer. I guess you have to have that newcomer mentality. The YouTube newcomer category is for channels, shows, or individuals who have bursted onto the scene in the previous year. Maybe in terms of broadcasting, because, well, to be fair, in terms of a broadcast career, probably 18 months, if that, like 2024 up until now. But, I mean, if it was based on impact, you can see my name, CJ Needham, aka Deluded Gooner. You can see Playbook Boxing YouTube, The Goal Studios. You can see Counter Press, Spotify, Sky Sports' WSL channel. Talk of the Devils, I believe, is a United podcast, obviously on the Athletic. And then you've got, I believe, Akin Fenwa's show with Football Co. or Goal.com. I think we're doing all right, Little old D. This is David versus Goliath, Seriously, when you deep it, like, brother, the Gold Studios, major media establishment, backed heavy. The same is said for Spotify, Sky Sports, The Athletic, and obviously Football Co., who is, owns Goal.com, and it's an umbrella of many things. And then you've got us. We're just here with vibes, limited resources and vibes. So if we're keeping it chill, I don't really care for awards. But if it was based on impact and talent and all these things, bro, we should be winning this. I can't lie. I don't think we're going to win it. Mentally, I've checked out. We can have a conversation about awards. I'm not going to lie. I think it's just about stroking egos, man. Half of them, what's the right word? Organizations, they pay for tables. It's all a stitch up. Awards are nothing more than a vanity project. But if we're talking impact, I've done it alone, bro. Like, I've done it alone. Like, what's a bigger achievement? Someone, a dyslexic black kid or black man with limited resources, with a shoddy background, shoddy camera settings, obviously done the TalkSport, the ITVs, YouTube and all of that stuff. What's more impressive than Gold Studios got all the backing in the world? Spotify, Sky Sports, The Athletic, Football Co. the same. And you got to remember, it's just us, big up the DG Nation. It's notice how I keep saying us. It's just us. And obviously, I'm the representative on behalf of us. These man on the platform, like these podcasts, there's other people. They're backed by madness. There's madness going on. We're not going to win, but nice to see. We've been attributed. Be a nice day out. We don't know what we can do in terms of networking and mixing and mingling and all of that, but big up you lot, because without you lot, it would have been dead. Newcomer is shameless. Hey, I guess you've got to keep working until no longer have to introduce yourself. But I'll take newcomer. Don't bait it, because we're gonna try. We might even apply next year. But wait, last time I checked, September will mark 10 years in this thing. But anyways, man, they just caught wind of DG from TalkSport criminals. Hey, boy, you know what? It is where it is, man. It is where it is. I'm not watching England either, man. Yo, DG bursting onto the scene like Michael Richards. Big up, bro. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I don't think anyone's watching that, Mr. Need a ham gang business. Appreciate you, my boy. But hey, bro, I've heard that idiot thing my whole secondary school life. Oh, do you need that, CJ? Do you need ham? Don't eat ham. It's not halal, bro. But shit, it is what it is. But and I just see a comment. Freelance just looks so hard. Does I'm wavy. I can't cap. I'm actually wavy. I need to get fresh air, because I might just combust. I'm why for that, but I'm just wavy. Like, I'm actually, bro. We are wavy. We are so wavy. No one can do this. No one can do this. It all started off a damn iPhone. You know what? In September, we're gonna go back. Some of you, I'm gonna just say it now. Pigeons. Some of you are gonna say, "Why the hell is he talking about pigeons?" Some of you, there's a chuckle. We're gonna throw it all the way back there, but we're wavy. Do you see the way I feel right now? I feel like Arsene Wenger, where he has to, when he's building the Emirates, the bank is shouting you have to sell players, you're still remaining competitive in that. And it's testament to you guys. Because nothing goes on without you guys. So every like, every comment, every spreading the word, whatever country you're on or at, appreciate you. Anyone who's ever sent a damn super chat, been a member or a mod, watched 2 seconds or 2 million hours, big up you lot, people. Big up you lot. But awards or no awards, it don't stop here. The road to 100K. We're a good football team, DG Nation. We need to become a great one. Great teams win stuff. Fuck awards. We need to get that. Goals have to reach. I'm wavy though. I can't lie, I'm wavy. I'm actually wavy. This is a movie, slight movie. And you know what? I'm slapping myself. Because you need to be grateful. Because like everyone, you're sat here, you're always thinking about the next thing. You're in your own head, in your own noise. What I might think is my nightmare might be a dream to others. And you know what? I don't believe in looking back, but sometimes you got to look back just to see how far up the road you've come. But now we're looking forward to see how far we've got. We've got hurdles to cross. You have to go through 1-2 mountains, get some flights. Stamina and motivation, as Arsene Wenger the King used to say. Hey, DG. Even that, you know, wavy. And my brethren as well, because when I hear that in Sunday League, gas, you know, it don't stop. It don't stop. Forget that. Forget this. This is over now. Winners win. And losers explain exactly the bench. Deluded thoughts. You know what? A couple people have been on to me about bringing that back. We have to, because I think I've lived enough life to have some thoughts. But do you know what? I have to say sorry to you lot, because I actually doing you lot dirty. Because normally when you lot ask me for that, I say I need to live life. It's a spontaneous thing. But I actually have a load of, I would call them scripts, but like a Google Doc sheet. Anytime I'm in a bit of a thoughtful mode, I write them down in it. And I think there's actually a couple of videos as well. So I'm doing you lot dirty. Riley has said, big up DJ in the nation from Portugal. Big up yourself, man. Enjoy your holiday. What? Are you by yourself? Are you with Jones? Are you sleeping in 2 separate rooms? Does she rate you? Riley, I need answers. I need answers. I need answers. I need answers. Big up yourself, BR. There's no congrats, though. We ain't achieved nothing. We've been nominated. Done, no. It don't stop there, does it, man? You've never been on stage, Nathan. Stage lights, studio lights, got to put makeup on. It's not the makeup the gal wear. It's different stroke of makeup to have the face visible in the bright lights. True. You're right. You're right. You're right. How TV is TalkSport, because when there's studio lights and cameras, they genuinely put makeup on the man. Like, it's a bit weird to explain, but you see, when you see me do the inside shows or like been on the Sun because they're in the same building, that's a makeup thing, innit? Like that's a makeup thing. The Gold Show, there's not really, you don't do makeup, like, so like to make it make sense, like the watch along where you see Abby there and Sam there and whoever else there, that is not makeup. The others, yeah, you have to put a dash of makeup on, and it sounds mad, but yeah, man, it is what it is. Boy, you're a man of the culture. You're very cultured, man. Maguire over JB from Everton is a problem. I think Maguire has to go. Is he starting? I can't lie, I'm completely out the loop. Don't know what's going on with England. Like, the only thing I know that's going on with England is Myles Lewis-Skelly has played for the under-21s, and when Wanyeri's there, I find it very difficult to watch. Especially, I mean, on paper, it should be more entertaining for someone like myself, because a number of managers, this is your last chance to call up players just to see what they're like in training, test out different tactics and different formations and different players and do all of that jazz. So it should be, but because of that same reason, I love football, but I just find it boring, bro. Like, I've always found it like that, if I'm honest. Madaweke, big up yourself, man. Big up yourself. DG, you need to bring back the scouting reports of young players from Haaland and around the world. You're bugging. Let me write it down. Let me write it down. What else you say? Haaland. All right. Bear with me, because again, we are only one man. But yeah, let's crack on, people. What have we got? Apparently, the Sunsport understands that Jurien Timber is suffering a groin injury, which is not serious. The right back is hopeful he'll return for Arsenal's FA Cup quarter-final against Southampton next week, which I think I speak for everyone and say we need that. Obviously, people, when you look at the Premier League, there are going to be games that are going to be moved around. Premier League home game against Fulham rearranged. Our Premier League home game against Fulham on Saturday, May the 2nd, has been given a new kickoff time to allow it to be shown on UK TV. The game against the Cottagers at the Emirates Stadium will remain on its original date, but will now start at 5:30. So not just us, probably a number of teams have seen their stuff moved. Now, Gyokeres scored a hat-trick over Ukraine, people, in their World Cup semi-final playoff qualifier. So they're into the playoff finals. Gyokeres struck in the 6th minute, the 51st minute, and scored a penalty in the 73rd. It'd be nice to see if we could, bring that form to the Premier League. Graham Potter said, we knew that on the counter-attack we could create problems for them, and Victor is a top player on counter-attacks in large spaces. You're not going to get that too many times at the Emirates, but when the chance is on, we do need to be a bit more direct. If Victor continues to score hat-tricks, he'll make it easy for me. Fair enough, Graham Potter. I don't make you wrong in that. Again, in terms of by games, he only had 32 touches, 5 touches in the op box, 3 draws, 1 possession 3 times, got all of his shots on target, and obviously he's got 3 goals. And now that takes him up to, since the turn of the year, 18 goals in 31. Wait, what? He's now scored 18 goals in 31 caps for Sweden and 12 for club and country since the turn of the year. So we know in 2026 he's been doing his thing. Noni just got broke up. Is he okay? You see why I can't watch the internationals? Because nonsense starts happening. So for TalkSport, it's only when they run those round table situations that they run the makeup, I see. From my experience, yeah, like, I guess the lighting is very different from the other ones, in it. But yeah, normally go in there, obviously just like a standard day, just walk in, say, well, go on to everyone, tell you what you like, what the topics are going to be. Obviously, we're not rehearsing it or nothing, or I'm certainly not. Go get myself a green tea and a coffee, It's like 2 minutes in the makeup room. The woman, asks the woman how her day was, does that. Get mic'd up. The guy comes, puts the mic on. You walk downstairs because that's where it typically is. Walk downstairs, sit down. Shit's flying in it. It starts flying. Big up yourself, Rob, man. And like Robert said, big up DG and everyone just getting in here. Great to see DG getting some serious, well-deserved and well-earned recognition. You lot give me all the recognition I need, man. These are vanity projects, bro. Like, you can't pay your taxes with this. You can't pay your bills with this. It's a nice moment. It looks nice in the picture. It'll be a nice day out. Get put on a little, you get me, little nice suit and a bow tie and these things. But apart from that, and I day, but I haven't, because last year there the 3-course meal was lit. I'm gonna need that. Don't make sure the budget is allocated for the bubbly and you get me, and the food. We need that. Apparently we've been handed an injury boost. Arsenal handed injury boost for running after news scare during the international break. Mikel Arteta gets some good news after a spate of Gunner withdrawals following the Carabao final defeat. Be nice if we could adopt this, Be nice if we could adopt this and our players on a consistent basis are pulling out. Arsenal appear to have been handed a new injury boost over Calafiori during the international break. The versatile defender replaced him. Well, he came on for Hincapié on Sunday. I don't want to be thinking about Sunday. He did not appear to be injured, blah, blah, blah. Gattuso revealed earlier this week that Calafiori had arrived in the camp complaining of a little pain, but that he was expected to play. Now, obviously, when you see that around Calafiori, you're going to get shook. But what I would say is, I very much doubt there is a single player in the Premier League. They could have been one of the guys, first team, like on a first name on the team sheet. I very much doubt, that a single footballer isn't carrying some niggle, some knock, some element of pain to various degrees. So obviously, initially, when I'm seeing this and Calafiori and little pain, and we're doing calculations, and I still am doing calculations for Calafiori, but sometimes there ain't too much to read into it. With Calafiori, you just need to stay fit, because actually, you're not going to get it now, but definitely the first half of the season, or definitely around max up until what? There was an international break in February, or did he picked up a knock in February? He picked up a knock in the last international break, obviously prior to today. I actually think he was playing out of his skin for the first half of the season and was moving like someone that is going to get player of the season, arguably, at Arsenal. Now it's all reset, people. Calafiori himself later provided assurances that he was fine, though with the caveat that he would need to see how he progressed during training. Any lingering fears among Arsenal fans over Calafiori's fitness ahead of the season running now look to have been, well, I don't know what that means, but I'm going to say put to bed. After he started for Italy against Northern Ireland on Thursday night, the 23-year-old delivered an impressive display as he played on the left of a back three for the full 90 minutes at the New Balance Arena. Oh, he's playing centre half, where goals from Newcastle's Sandro Tonali and Moise Kean set up a final showdown on Tuesday in Bosnia and Herzegovina, I believe. So, yeah, Italy are going to be in the World Cup, innit? The winners of that game will qualify for the Summer's World Cup. Okay, big up yourself. Arsenal will be relieved not to have any more injury concerns. Saliba, as we know, pulled out of international duty, as did Gabriel Magalhaes. Trossard hasn't gone away as well, people. Timber obviously was called up, but hasn't gone anywhere. Odegaard wasn't called up either. Unfortunately, Eze is out for anything from 4 to 6 weeks, cheating the game a bit because it's 2 weeks of international break. Mikel Merino is aiming to recover in time for the World Cup with Spain, but remains a long-term absentee. And to be fair, we probably would have lost. We would have lost, but you probably would have scored at the very minimum in the final. Apparently, Calafiori against Northern Ireland, he won 4 out of 6 aerial duels, won 100% of his ground duels, made 4 clearances, 3 tackles, completed 5 of his 9 successful long balls, 6 passes into the final third, 2 touches in the hot box, 81 pass accuracy. It'd be interesting actually to see the 11 that goes out there in the FA Cup. Now, the final's gone, and every game's important, all of that kind of jazz. But I look at it, you want to go through to the next round of the FA Cup, right? You want to do that. You definitely want to win against Sporting in the first leg. Listen, we need to win every Premier League game, but you want to do your job, which is going to be difficult against Bournemouth, because then after that, it's Manchester City. Apologies, people. So, yeah, as Hyper said, smash the like button. Big up DJ in the chat. Nonny down, lads. Is he off for Bowen? Nonny subbed off. I'm not even watching it, but you lot keep me updated. So I think that's... Listen, tomorrow's problems are tomorrow's problems, innit? Let's deal with what's going on right now. Hey, Marcel's back. Mr. Talksport, definitely not. Mr. ITV, definitely not. These opportunities can be gone like that. It's very volatile. Me just trying to run it up while we've got an opportunity, people. Let me hold something. DG, you're getting big checks. Definitely not. The yak's running out over here. Bro, stop drinking, bro. Stop drinking. Worry about your liver. And stop drinking because, again, Marcel, we need to put the guns down because Tuesday's a big game for Jamaica. I don't give us a snowball's chance. I can't lie. Congo's going to deal with us. But fingers, toes, everything in between cross. I'm so scared to play Congo. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually not going to lie. I don't know why this is still here, but it was Mikel Arteta's birthday a day or two ago. 241 games, 144 wins, 48 draws, 480 points, which just reflects that you're a good coach, you're a good team. But, man, the only stats I need to see now are some trophies. And I do agree with Paul Merson's comments here after the final because I just think it's all eggs in the Premier League basket. Now, that's not me saying I don't want to win the FA Cup. You lot know what the Champions League, or better yet, winning the Champions League will mean to me. But like, you've got to get the Premier League over the line. Like, if you don't do it now, I don't want to have them conversations in it. So let's just put positivity into the air. It's a sore one for Arsenal. It's a confidence sapping defeat because you come into that dressing room after that and think, oh my God, we just got destroyed in the second half. I don't think it would destroy your confidence, but for a day or two, it did. Will it impact the Premier League? Arsenal are too good for the other teams they have to play against in the running, so they will beat those teams. But watching that game and that second half, I don't see Arsenal winning anything else but the Prem. City are still in the FA Cup, of course. You lot got stage fright, manager included. All of you man got stage fright, and you've crossed the barrier that you haven't crossed before. In that, yeah, we're a good team. We've not got over the line, but if we just paint some pictures, you've shown some consistent, and people can boil us, but you've shown some consistency to finish second 3 years in a row. We hope it's fourth time lucky, right? FA Cup, we've been given a poor account of ourselves since we've obviously won it. Hopefully we go further. In the Champions League, you've got to a quarters, you've got to a semis. Since we've been back in it, fingers, toes, and everything crossed, we do what we need to do. We last won this League Cup trophy in 1993. I'm born in 95, so I've never seen that. My life in the League Cup is getting to a couple finals, not winning, seeing a bag of young players play more so heavy on the Wenger thing. But you lot in this tournament, you got to the final, which you haven't done, right? So, and as a collective bunch, you ain't done that in 6 years. You've got to a final, but turning up, the will to win, putting the team on your back, weathering storms, managers' proactiveness, all of that, you've still shown that you're still close, but so far in it. So I'm not really subscribing to using it as fuel and learning, and all of these things are right. But I think just there's unfortunately there's a feeling of disappointment consistently in these last 4 years up until this point. That's all that you need to do to drive you lot. I'm convinced in our chances of getting the Premier League over the line. FA Cup, I don't know. Magic of the FA Cup is dodgy. Champions League, play it by ear and you hope. And if you don't win the Premier League, then all of you lot need to lose your parking spaces at London Coley, and all of you lot can cut. If anyone's been living under a rock, Eze faces several weeks out owing to a calf injury. Probably hit that ball far too hard, people, against Leverkusen. So what are we saying for Odegaard? Because on one hand, now you got to step up, but on the other, you're not fully fit yourself. And as I said, you look at the amount of games we've got. If he gets minutes off the bench against Southampton, or if he starts, cool. But then there's a quick turnaround to Southampton, to Sporting, sorry. Then there's a quick turnaround to Bournemouth. Then there's obviously a quick turnaround, obviously, to the return leg of the Champions League. And then you've got City. So it reminds me a bit of Benjamin White when he came back from his first injury, and that he's come back overplaying. So we're going to have to be a bit cute and clever. And on the best of days, let's have it right. We know, and it sucks for Eze. He's obviously, Eze found his feet. He's made that role his own. He understands what Arteta wants of him in that kind of 10 position, 8.5, whatever the hell you want to call it. But generally this season, we've seen, Wanyeri didn't really get an opportunity, but got an opportunity there. Marino's played there. Kai's played there. Odegaard's played there. Eze's played there. Saka's played there. And nobody's really locked it down. And I'm not really getting at the players. The gaffer, we ain't really got a solution there. Now we're going to have to find one, to the point where, do you put Lewis-Skelly in midfield, move Rice to the right, and I wouldn't say put Zubamendi in that exact role, but you play a bit of a different midfield three, or do you just play it by ear? You've got Kai, you've got Odegaard. That's probably going to be what it's going to be. At a push, if I had to bet, if there's a left field choice, Trossard probably seems, away from the names I've said, the most kind of suitable there. Some people would scream Gabriel Jesus. Not really on that, but every player is a player in the toolbox. DJ, are you doing Jamaica, DR Congo watch along? Yeah, it's going to be a decent time. We've got to be there. It does seem like Noni Madueke's picked up a knock. I'm not watching the game. He's come off injured. We don't want to hear that because obviously Saka's been stinking up the place. Noni hasn't set the world alight, but you're an option there. That Manus kid is talented, man, but he's a kid, man. We have to allow him. DG do more shows with Sammy. She's a busy woman, man. She's a busy woman. DM her, get onto her, and say the channel misses her, man. He just got clattered by a Uruguay defender when he tried to shoot. He ran into his face. It's not like some mad injury. What do you mean ran into his face? You lot are gonna have to tell me what happened there, man. Please can no one mention the League Cup final? I want to move on from that. I'll call up some Halen youngsters for the FA Cup game and give them a run out. I hear it. DG, you hear that the Premier League might have a conclusion on 115 charges at the end of the season. I'll believe it when I see it, man. I think football is an immoral game, if I'm completely honest with you. And I don't think there's a single squeaky clean club. I think some bend the rules more than others. And I do think, yeah, obviously, if you cheated, hold people accountable, try and have some quote-unquote integrity. But I also ask questions of the fans, yeah, because how many people genuinely want City to face sanctions because of, you know, we want equality, we want fairity, or how much of it is we don't like City? Obviously, we might stand to benefit. Now, don't get it twisted. If there's RICO charges and they're really doing it, then hey, first thing, wrap Barcelona in this, run me my 2006 Champions League, maybe could give us a couple of prems, but I don't read too much into it, man. Like, I don't think City are gonna the sanctions people think is gonna happen. I don't think it is gonna happen because the Premier League got to look after their asset. If they damage City too much, it harms them. And it's gone on too long, bro. Like, it's gone on. I've seen other clubs get into a bit of hot water, bing, bang, boom. Like, immediately, there's quite, like, they're being held accountable. There's City have all the money in the world. So would you not throw that at the best kind of lawyers and whatnot to combat it? I'll believe it when I see it, man. Sources close to Mikel Merino report that he'll be ready for the World Cup. Their expectations, he'll be ready soon. It'd be lovely to see you, but last time I checked, he's technically still in a boot. So we're going to have to see how that one develops. Just closing tabs. You'll always get on to me about tabs, people. Always get on to me about tabs. Uruguay flying in, tackled. They clattered Rashford 2 just now. I think Noni just said, bun this. Bruv, City will just get fined, nothing else. Exactly. He tried to shoot and the defender just sprinted into him in it and shoulder barged his head. Not that deep. Trust me, it'll be good. Fair enough. Scrubby without Saka and Noni. And then you're putting unrealistic expectations on Max Dowman. And that's what we're all saying. You know, run the 16-year-old. Realistically, the Trossards, the Jesuses, the Martinellis, they're going to be shifted across. It's almost like when he shouldn't have went out on loan. Whether it's between right wing and that midfield position and having a body, feels like we jumped the gun a bit in that regards, people. I'm tired of hearing this, but apparently Arsenal will be Julian Alvarez's new team in the summer after convincing the Atletico Madrid star to move to North London, according to the reports. Get to the bulk of this, people. One player they've already attempted to sign is the former Manchester City striker Alvarez, with reports in Spain claiming in February that the Gunners had a £105 million bid turned down. Anytime there's disappointment, unfortunately, at our football club, as in disappointment being not winning the cup, there's all these transfer links and all of these things, and I don't doubt it. I hope this is the case. I really do hope these things are happening, but it's irrelevant to me because at the end of the day, that's next season's business. We've got what we've got in these 7 games in the Premier League and however much we play in the FA Cup and Champions League. But, yeah, Arsenal are looking for a striker to provide competition for Gyokeres, with the summer signing failing to hit the heights expected of him. I don't believe this. I really just don't believe this, people. Hand of Arsenal did say this week in terms of incomings and outgoings, Everton are showing strong interest in Ben White. While other clubs have made inquiries, it is the Toffees who are leading the race as of today. The strategy is the same as last summer. Andrea has been identifying multiple targets, their personal terms, price range, squad stylistic need before narrowing down the list. More or less, most of the names you have seen have been inquired about. Livramento, for example, would jump at the chance to sign for Arsenal. Arsenal should we firm up our interest. The same can be said for Alex Jimenez at Bournemouth. Arsenal will begin to formalise interest in their final shortlist in the near future. There's strong emphasis on the mandate to sell well this upcoming transfer window, a criteria that Andrea will be judged on heavily this summer, people. Elliot Anderson, Sandro Tonali and Adam Wharton are reportedly among the midfielders Arsenal are weighing up moves for this summer. So it seems like midfielders are all the range for everybody. And this has said we're going to fight Manchester City and Chelsea. I can't see us spending 100 million on Elliot Anderson. But apparently, Arsenal sense an opportunity to get involved with one of the major transfer sagas of the summer as they explore a deal for Elliot Anderson. The latest, this is what these lot are saying. The latest I'm hearing is that we can't discount Arsenal in the Anderson story, with the Gunners also big fans of the 23-year-old's qualities. Don't rule out Arsenal just yet. One source close to the agents industry told me on the condition of anonymity to protect relationships. Man City have had talks. They're feeling positive about their position, but nothing's done yet. What I'm hearing is that Arsenal sense an opportunity to get something done. We'll have to see if they're right, as other clubs have done more work on this as of now. It'd be nice because clearly no one else, if your name is not Declan Rice and Zubimendi, you're not trusted on a consistent basis. You will see Kai playing that role, Marino when fit playing that role, might do some Bandulu stuff with Odegaard and Eze. We're not seeing Myles Lewis-Skelly in midfield at least now. Norgard, to be fair, Myles Lewis-Skelly and Norgard starting is one thing, but the lack of cameos off the bench, the 20 minutes here, the occasional start here, more so for Norgard, because I did expect when we signed Norgard for it to be Rice and Zubimendi, but sometimes it would have been like Norgard and Zubimendi or Norgard and Rice, etc., etc. Like to play this level of on the peripheral of things, I don't really get it. Yeah, that Fluminense is on violence in this game. There's no way we sign Cara, Alvarez, and Tonali. That'd be madness. Think about the fees. Kvaratskhelia is not rolling because Kvaratskhelia, you're looking at 100+ million. Alvarez, you're looking at 80 to 100+. Tonali, you're looking at 60, 70. This is all before we talk about moving people on and wages and all of that kind of jazz, because there's no guarantee these players are necessarily moved on. Smash the like button. You lot are moving like Arsenal in the cup final, lackluster. Come on, tell them again, man. Tell them again. Arsenal need to sell to balance the books. We'll be sad to see Benny Blanco go too injury prone. I think the priorities would be Fabio Vieira needs to cut, Reece Nelson needs to cut. Out of the immediate first teamers, I think Gabriel Jesus. I think you, man, need to go. And I want to caveat that with, we might want to move people on, but targets we want to bring in to replace them might not happen in it. And also, these players these players have got to want to go. Who's to say Gabriel Jesus doesn't say, do you know what? I've been at City. There's been a lot of competition. We've just won a league title, speaking it into existence. My family's cool here. I'm clearly not disruptive. I'm happy in London. I believe I can get a first team spot back. I'm not going to get this money elsewhere. One more year could do me. Then I'm off to go and do whatever I want to do. But yeah, there would be the priorities. Then I think you've got the, like, if the price is right kind of guys, like the Trossards, the Martinellis, the, Benjamin Whites. Like, if you can move these people on, look after the wages, then we might move them on. But I don't think we'll force the boat out. So it'd be interesting. I don't feel we need to do the sell to buy thing. Like, if anything, because on one hand, they tell us Arsenal, they look, we're a well-run club financially, so we can't be in any financial issues. If there is financial issues, it's because we want to sell. And I don't blame the Cronkies, because they've obviously, if they're sitting there and saying, you know what, Arteta, you need to win me something because I've paid you 15 mil a year, I've done this, I've done that, show me something. If they're sitting there and saying, Berta, you had a good job in terms of incomings, but a good attraction to you coming to this club was what you can do in sales. We haven't done well enough on that. We've got some mediocre players on big wages. We obviously want to make some money and do what we're doing. Pattern up. So that's probably where we're at. I'm watching England right now, and it still feels like watching Southgate ball. I can't believe you're watching England. Should know better. Southgate ball had structure at least. This 11 for England ain't showing they want to take anyone's spot in the World Cup as of now. I'm not going to lie, that half was meaty by them. The politician also got to walk in these players. Huh? DG, who would you sell to balance the books at Arsenal if you were better? I think I wouldn't sell Wandieri and Myles Lewis-Skelly, but they're probably going to bring in bigger fees than a Trossard, a Martinelli, a Gabriel Jesus. Them kind of ones, you're more looking at the wages, in it. Like, I don't know what admittedly, Martinelli must be on 100+. Trossard must be on something close to that. We all know Gabriel Jesus technically is one of the highest earners. We've not only brought in new players and hope to bring in more new players, but there's been a lot of new deals. And then you've got someone like Kai Havertz and Odegaard. They're not in the same bracket, and they're obviously valued by the manager. But it'd be interesting, I'm just making a side point, it'd be interesting to see what we do with them, because they got 2 years left on their deal, and we've been quite proactive. It's one thing, Magalhaes, Saliba, Saka, like the guys that had a year left on the deal, Lewis-Skelly, Wandieri, like, we've been proactive on people that actually have a healthy amount of time on their deal. So I don't know, maybe on the back burner something's going on there, but I think it'll be interesting, people. I do think, for what it's worth, Kepa and Norgard are going to leave, especially if we win stuff, purely because, like, You lot could be starters somewhere else. Not to say you don't want to be here, but you could be starters somewhere else. Your career is winding down a bit. So it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting. Norgard hasn't had many opportunities at all. So one imagines Mikel Arteta is keen for a more trusted third option to allow him to rotate more in that department. Anderson is a similar profile to Rice. I agree with that. So it makes sense he's someone Arteta is keen to have at Arsenal as well. Yeah, can we get someone like him and maybe a little Santi Cazorla rate? I can't see us spending 100 odd million. So it depends, people. While we've seen Arsenal may... What? However, it's worth noting that Forest are likely to want upwards of 100 million for Anderson. While we've seen Arsenal may... Or AFC may that kind... I think they mean spend that kind of money before for Rice. Someone needs to proofread their shit. It's far from ideal for a club when they also need to look for a marquee signing and attack this summer. Many sources I've spoken to have indicated that a left wing and a striker could be looked at as major investments. So that doesn't leave much room for a midfielder like Anderson as well. So maybe it's a younger kind of profile of midfielder that can be groomed into that in years to come, but he's good enough to step in and compete with a Rice and Zubi, or better yet, the manager's got trust in them to do that. The sale of a big name like Odegaard could perhaps facilitate more spending throughout the squad, but that's far from a certainty at this point. Overall, the Anderson situation remains open. City might feel confident, but others have played that down and will likely see further links in weeks and months ahead. Arsenal really like him, also do Chelsea, and I'd also expect the likes of Newcastle and Bayern Munich to keep an eye on that situation. I mean, Newcastle had to sell Anderson to balance the books. Why Arsenal, not Milan, remain in the hands of Bayern's Goretzka? I'm more believing we're going to get someone like this than a Tonali and this one and that one. Milan apparently pushing very hard for him, people, and they see him as a key target. It's certain the midfielder will not sign a new deal with Bayern. Inter Milan and Juventus have also made their moves. And I mean, at 31 years of age, all three of those Italian clubs mentioned are massive clubs. I'm sure he wants to experience a new league, the way of life in Italy, all that kind of jazz. This is said he remains in touch with Milan's camp. It says Inter Milan have held 2 rounds of talks, and apparently they've got a good relationship. But so far, Arsenal remains his preference. The player does appreciate the Rossoneri in Serie A, but he'd rather play in the Premier League. Perhaps the Rossoneri will not be able to match his wage demands of 7 million euros per season. On top of a signing bonus and performance-based bonuses, this would be much easier to match for Arsenal, making Milan still lag behind despite their efforts. So what do we make of that, folks? What is this? Myles Lewis-Skelly on Manchester United's list of potential left-back targets this summer, as well as the 19-year-old Arsenal Academy graduate, Newcastle's Lewis Hall and Eintracht Frankfurt's Nathaniel Brown are among those under consideration to strengthen the position. We sell Myles Lewis-Skelly, much less to Man United, and we riot, people. We have not got time for that. If you've still got hope of signing Kvaratskhelia once again this week, Miguel Deluded said we're investigating a deal for him. The player is open to the idea. Any prospective deal is viewed as extremely complicated. If you believe in that, you believe in that. Arsenal and Man United are in the race for Bournemouth's Ryan as well, folks. It's been confirmed Gabriel Jesus is to leave Arsenal this summer. The club have decided not to extend his contract, which was set to run until 2027. He's on 265 grand per week. He's the second highest earner behind Bukayo Saka. And also, you've also heard we're trying to give Declan Rice a new deal and Jurriën Timber. So this means the wage outlay is going up. You do have to look at the Kai. Certain people you could say are more important in the squad, but you are naturally going to one day have to look at Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, Martin Odegaard in particular. You might have to make uncomfortable Ben White as well in terms of the wages. You know, like I said, they're all of different stature. You might have to make unpopular decisions with Myles Lewis-Skelly and Wanyeri. I'm not saying that's what I want to see, but all options are on the table. Again, this Miguel Delaney, I don't believe you for Kvaratskhelia, but I believe what you're saying here in that Arteta is known to greatly admire Alvarez, but there's currently no prospect of Arsenal paying the fee of at least 100 million euros that Atletico Madrid would want, people. What's this? United given 2 reasons to believe in Lewis-Skelly deal. What's these 2 reasons? While he has made 27 appearances for Arsenal this season and chipped in with 4 assists, he's only played 312 minutes. Him, Kepa, Norgard have played the lowest minutes, innit? Man United are ready to take advantage of this situation by snapping him up in the summer. I mean, what is the reasons? Like, what is the actual reason? Steve K said, ordinarily, there'd be no chance of a deal, but if Myles is instigating this, then Arsenal won't stand in his way. It must be tough for him going from what he personally achieved last season to 3rd choice left back this season. And remember, Arsenal have already allowed Chido Obi Martin and Heaven to join Arsenal. A loan could be on the cards based on that. I'll let him go out on loan. We sell Myles Lewis-Skelly permanently. We're in trouble. A bit different because Haven and Obi Martin, like their contracts were kind of up in it. Arsenal did offer Obi Martin what they thought was very good, a fair package to secure his future. But my understanding is that his family wanted more money. Arsenal refused to go higher. Hence, he ended up at United. He's not been heard of this season. Heaven just wanted game time. Money wasn't a factor. And it made sense. You've played in, I'm sure, quarters or semis in the Europa League. You're playing for Man United, which is also a big club. You're realizing you're dreaming the Premier League. Obviously, if everybody's fit at Man United, you still might be struggling. But the move made sense and you ain't looked back. He just wanted to play. He left Arsenal on much better terms. He's a different type of character altogether. And it's no surprise he's put in some very good performances in Man United's first team. Bit shady on Obi Martin, isn't it, people? Arsenal face Livramento transfer headache. Why? And we're linked with too many Newcastle players for my liking. And half the players we're linked to, the money's not going to stretch that far, really. Why is there a headache? I think Newcastle will be wanting to keep hold of him. The question mark with Livramento has always been injuries. He doesn't get a knock where he's out for a week and misses one game. It's always that he misses 4 or 5 games or 2 months. That would probably be a concern for a lot of clubs looking at him because he wouldn't be cheap. However, despite interest from Arsenal and Livramento, Waddle believes that Newcastle will be under no pressure to sell him. Bruno Guimaraes has been linked with leaving, Joe Linton going out, Sandro Tonali, Gordon to Liverpool, and Livramento now with teams looking at him. But Newcastle are a powerful club, and they don't need to sell anybody unless that player knocks on the door and says, I want to go. Newcastle have got no reason to sell anyone. They're in the driving seat. They're going to say to the player, you're playing here unless you put a transfer request in. Then it's down to the player and means the player does want to leave. But the one concern I have for Livramento, who I think is a very good fullback, who has pace and is good on the ball, is injuries. So we didn't really learn nothing with that article, did we? Can we get to 50 likes? Big up Charlie Patino. I'd only go for Bruno and Tonali for Newcastle in an ideal scenario. Tino is another injury-prone right back. He'd be White 2.0. He'd probably be worse than White because he's probably been a lot more injured than Ben White. What's this? Concrete interest in Kvaratskhelia. We know that's not happening. Ben White's set to leave. Newcastle and Everton have been linked with him. To be fair, if Manchester City are looking at Ben White, I'd go there. Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man United. To be fair, on paper, you start at Liverpool. Well, to be fair, you start at Liverpool. You start at Man United. Do you start at City? I don't know, because they kind of use the fullback there differently. And these are all big clubs as well. I'm not sure. Kai's brushed off any talk of leaving as well, by the way. No, to be honest, I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't read anything about it either. I feel right at home at Arsenal. I feel everyone there is also very, very happy with me. It wasn't a very easy season, but I definitely see my future at Arsenal in London. Personally, I know I was out for the first 6 months of the season, so I'm going to give my all for the club over the last 2-3 months now in the hope of heading to the World Cup with a great deal of confidence. Fair enough, Kai. Fair enough. So much interest in Kvaratskhelia, he's about to become a stock option. Hey, boy, you're in top form today, you know. What's this? Arteta has picked his new superstar. I mean, I don't think we're going for Enzo Lefi of Sunderland, but when he was playing at Lorient, he was bringing out videos saying this could be a money earner for us. Apparently, we're looking at him, and I'm sure Xhaka could give a good character reference for the 26-year-old. The 26-year-old's obviously at Sunderland, people at the moment. Very good technically. Probably one of the most underrated players in the league, if I'm completely honest. Arsenal already have Odegaard, Eze, Kai Havertz, Marino, and they didn't loan out Norgard. Okay, so now a French player playing in England. The initial news has come from a Spanish source. And I know Arteta's Spanish, maybe there's something there, but this is where I doubt the credibility of it. For what it's worth, Arteta views the former Lorient man as an ideal candidate to bolster his midfield ranks ahead of next season. It's reported that a fee of 50 million euros may be required to tempt Sunderland into a sale during the upcoming summer window. I believe if we're going to sign a midfielder, it's going to be someone a bit younger because obviously Zubimendi and Rice are prime ages. If Marino's there, Marino's a bit older than them if you're counting him. Eze the same. Odegaard the same. Maybe someone, obviously, if you can get a top talent and they just happen to be whatever age it is what it is. But it feels like and you got Norgard as well, he's 31, 32. Feels like we're going to get a younger kind of model, in my opinion. But this is saying he's viewed as a top target. Amazing technically. Fits in technically. So, yeah. Arsenal are reportedly interested in Lefi this summer. A deal feels incredibly unlikely given the number of options. Furthermore, Football Transfers understands Arsenal are likely to pursue a new right back, a new central midfielder, and at least one new forward when the window opens. And funds may be somewhat limited following their spending spree last summer. As a result, Lafy is unlikely to become an Arsenal player this summer, despite Arteta's reported desire to bring him to London. People, Newcastle apparently have agreed to sell Tonali if one condition is met after Man United made their intentions clear. What is this condition? He's got a deal until 2029. Man City, Man United, and Arsenal have all been linked. According to Shield's Gazette, Tonali's reps believe they have a gentleman's agreement. The player can leave this summer if the Magpies fail to qualify for Europe, and that offers will be considered for him despite Newcastle deeming him as untouchable. However, should Newcastle finish the season strongly, there's said to be every chance that Tonali remains with the club, although he'll expect to leave Teesside unless Champions League or Europa League qualification is secured, with Conference League football looking unlikely to be able to meet his ambitions. United see Tonali as a top target to strengthen their midfield alongside Elliot Anderson and Balemba. Newcastle are reluctant to face another Alexander Isak situation. Tonali, as we know, will not come cheap, which seems to be the theme of everyone linked with us. No, I don't care about that. We have been linked with Lewis Hall, people. Anyone having Lewis Hall? I don't think we need another left back, but I'm having him. 21-year-old quality, and he's still only 21. We should have got Elise still. Kara ain't leaving PSG. People just making up stories like always. I mean, you got to get how you live in it. Journalists got to get paid, man. We need one Haaland Academy for the left wing, because the last left wing we had was Iwobi. Surely there's something happening in the academy that we're not sure of. Boy. Gaffer said I'm informed. That's my last good comment of the day, lads. This guy, man. Big up, boy, because you're part of the family. What else have we got? Do you not agree with Theo Walcott? Max Dowman to go to the World Cup this summer. I hope Dowman doesn't go. I don't mean it in a horrible way, because if I could go back in time, I'd change things. I would say to myself, no, don't do it. But then try telling that to a 17-year-old. I do still see him and me differently as he's playing in the Premier League, but he still needs to grow it at his own pace, especially on the emotional side, because he's a young adult. I had to grow up very fast, but this team is still young and not as experienced. He's being protected, which is important, whereas I had to get thrown in to talk to you lot. In time, he'll go. Yes, I don't think this is the time. I think there are better players who arguably deserve to be there ahead of him. He'll eventually get there, but England have wide players doing really well. There's Bukayo, Madueke, Bowen, Gordon, and Harvey Barnes on the other side. Bit of a non-story and a slow news day, if I'm completely honest. That's probably why that one's being peddled. What's Jamie Carragher said? Now, I know probably even Liverpool fans don't want to hear from this guy, but to give you lot entertainment. But my thing with Arsenal now, and you could probably say this with every team in the Premier League, is there's not enough special players. Also, the best team in the league and have an amazing record, but still look at the attack and think it's only okay. There's no star player. Sometimes you need a player that when you're not playing well, especially like they wasn't in a cup final, I don't think Arsenal have enough special players in attack. That would worry me a bit for the Champions League. I mean, to be fair, I hate the fact that he's saying it, but this is something that I say off my own back to you lot, innit? So I indirectly agree. But because Jamie Carragher said it, I don't agree. I thought 2 years ago that Saka and Odegaard were going to be the real deal and be like Salah and De Bruyne. I don't know why we thought Odegaard would be like De Bruyne. I still believe in Saka. They were nearly there. Arsenal are probably going to win the league. But if they do, I don't think any of the attacking players will think they had an amazing season. It's just not clicked. And they can think that. But they've also had amazing seasons and had nothing in their pockets. Because when you retire, no one's going to go, oh my God, the 2022-23 season. Remember when all the men them got double figures in for goals and that? But yeah, remember when Saliba got injured and Kivior didn't come in and the gaffer played Rob Holding and it was Kalas? Don't care about that. This might not be your best individual seasons, and by all means, I've been very critical. But it could be the one season you don't remember. By hook or by crook, let's do this. And I've got the most shameless agendas cooking up, people. I'll save it. But you see how they say anti-football, the manager this, that, the third? I'm going to shape this like the best Premier League title that's ever been won. I might even make it into a video and say, don't let us win the league, shameless edition. But yeah, Kai has dismissed it, in it, people. He's dismissed leaving. Newcastle are interested in Ben White, and we've also been linked with Van Dijk. To be fair, in the last week, we've been linked with both of these players, people. Ben White needs a move. Are we going to get our 50 mil back? I don't really want Ben White to go, but it is what it is. Camavinga's offered to Arsenal for a summer move. Get it done. Just tell Arteta no foolishness with playing him left back. We're always linked with Camavinga, innit? Arsenal and Liverpool apparently have been handed a boost in their reported transfer pursuit of talented young Stuttgart centre-back Finn Jeles. I don't know, man, but he cost 30 million euros. I mean, he's got scope to grow. Bayern know the player. Everyone is watching him, including multiple scouts from the Premier League. He's doing very well. He's 19 years of age and has a German pass, which is why he's so interesting for the German national team as well. However, at the moment, there aren't any direct offers for the defender. He's a player for the future. Bayern aren't scouting for a centre-back at present time. He's on a list, a long list. I would say like some others, but nothing's concrete. He's worth about £25.9 million, 30 million euros in a potential sell. So it doesn't say anything specific, really. Raya's been nominated for Premier League Player of the Month. Make sure you vote for him. Arsenal suffered blow for Alvarez. They're ready. Apparently, Atletico Madrid are ready to give him a new deal and make him the best played player at Atletico Madrid. So that's maybe where you see them links at times. What's this? Kvaratskhelia and Anthony Gordon are both players being monitored, according to Sky Sports, more likely to get Gordon, even though I don't think we're going to go in for him. What's this in relation to Fabio Vieira? Fabio Vieira and Hamburg are both keen to continue together. It's unrealistic to expect them to play 20 million euros. It's planned to hold negotiations with Arsenal to lower the price, as long as we get the fattest of sell-on fees, because you lot are being crooks, really. Arsenal and Manchester City have been linked with Alfie Osborne, a young 17-year-old defender playing for Hearts in Scotland, people. I mean, bring him in. If he's got the ability, great. If he's got the ability, but it's not quite going to cut the mustard at our football club and going to be sold on, why not, man? We need to make money. We've got a pre-season friendly scheduled in Dubai with Betis as well, people. We've gone over the fee stuff. You can tell I want him. Arsenal have made an offer for French gem, as Andrea Berta gets offensive. So we're being linked with Malumbu. I don't believe that. So I'm going to leave it there. We've spoken about him before. That was something I was reading. Tomorrow I've got a video coming out about Bukayo Saka. It wouldn't be Arsenal transfer news if we weren't linked with this individual. We have been linked with Ferran Torres again, and so have Man United. Arsenal striker flies out after making transfer admission that Berta would love. Gabriel Jesus is completing additional training at former club Palmeiras as his transfer future remains up in air. So, not really. You're training with Palmeiras during the break. You're going to continue with Arsenal to the end of the season. And come on now. Anyone can see we're trying to move you on. Do you think we'll actually get a transfer fee, or do you think he'll be sold? And I mean, still, Gabriel Jesus, I need you to leave Arsenal, but I still think you've got something to offer in a European league. We're still being linked with Boardi of Lille, people, the 18-year-old who's broken through. He did sign a new deal. Liverpool apparently have been to watch him. City and Chelsea are said to be tracking him. This is what I kind of mean. These kind of profiles is what I think we'll get, so that you'll be the rotationary option, the long-term kind of guy to be groomed in that, and we'll still continue with Rice and Zubamendi doing what they're doing. Is anything here? We've gone over that. That was something we covered yesterday. Leo are expected to make more major sales this summer. Boardi and Mateus Ferran Porto 21 are both in demand. The sale of teenage midfield sensation Boardi is expected to fetch more than 70 million euros. Fair play. So we're gonna have to have a healthy pay a healthy penny. But it all depends how we're gonna fixate that, though. Is it gonna be upfront, or is it how we tailor the deal? So that seems to be it. Oh, to be fair. Rodgers or Kvaratskhelia, you can only have one Kvaratskhelia. But for me, listen, run me my Morgan Rodgers. That's so deep, Marcel. I said sell Jesus. You need to leave. Whatever's left of this season, you know what? Let's try win something. You don't know, my guy. It is what it is. Speaking of it is what it is. Once again, people, I have to big up you lot because, you know, without you lot, we don't get nominated for awards like this. But it's Friday. You lot go do something, man. Don't sit here and listen to me, people. So, yeah, man, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to go have some dinner and cool off, people. And I'll see you lot all tomorrow. There's a Saka video coming out tomorrow. Make sure your notification bells are on. If you subscribe, then smash the like button, then one love. I think we're all just waiting for club football to recommence. But on that note, just shy of an hour. You lot stay safe, stay blessed. Happy weekend. One love. Down to the voting, like, one love.